All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Says we're live. Want to talk about what's in the headlines at this moment. Tropical storm Imelda formed yesterday, September 17th, near Freeport, Texas. And no doubt about it, more evidence of manipulated weather and by the numbers. A lot of people know about weather warfare. What they don't know is how these storms are generated by a Kabbalistic code, which is important to Freemasonry and secret societies of the world, which are what are control the governments and the militaries of the world. But September 17th, 17/9, like 179, Freeport, Texas equals 179. And notice 179 is the 41st prime. Freeport alone is 41. You might have noticed yesterday in the Houston Astros game, they won 4-1. We had that game pegged more than several weeks out that Verlander would pick up his 223rd career win last night in Houston against the Rangers, the old Bush team. Think about Bush number 41. If you go back to the World Series the other year, the 113th World Series, when Verlander won the World Series, he posed with both President Bushes, HW and W. Skull and Bones 3-2-2. Verlander got his 223rd win. 1 second.
Very interesting. Anyway, I brought on your mail that I had today. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Zach, you bet. You're a great customer. Hey, yeah. Good to see you, man. All right, man. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather. Yeah, you take care. Thanks. See you later. See you, man.
Sorry, guys. I could hear someone was at the door. Anyways, I got the coolest postman. I don't know if you could hear that in the background. But what's interesting is I got a package from India today. Wasn't expecting this. And he wrote Truth Seeker on here. So, very cool. Should we open it in real time or should I finish the presentation? I'll save it for later. I'm curious what's in there. Okay, so anyway, just weather warfare, doing things by the numbers. I got off kind of topic there talking about Houston Astros, but I wanted to connect it back to how we called the Houston Astros World Series win over the Dodgers in August 2017 after the flooding from Harvey. And remember, Matt Harvey was the first pitcher to pitch in Houston after the flooding. Exactly 52 days before the start of the World Series, hurricanes 52, floods 52, earths 52, the same rituals over and over. So anyway, there was a big ritual yesterday in baseball with the Houston Astros. And then in Freeport, Texas, not too far away, you know, getting this tropical storm forming by the numbers. We're talking about the relations with the Bushes, the New World Order, the people who've revealed to us, you know, through their cryptic language what's really going on in the world. So number 41. And the score was 4-1 yesterday in the Astros game. And we had it all pegged. Verlander's going to win 2-2-3 against the old Bush family team in the Texas series. You know, and then sure enough, the score is 4-1. Skull and Bones equals 41. And a perfect day for it too, right? September 17th, 17/9, like 179, the 41st prime. So anyway, there's that. And here's another good one in the headlines. Let's just skip all the way down to the pictures. If you haven't heard this story, supposedly some young designers, Brick Owens and Dieter Grams, don't even sound like real names, sound like cartoon characters, but supposedly they have this clothing line, Be-Stroy, and the mainstream media needs to make sure you know about it. They got shirts with bullet holes in them that have the names of schools that have been shot up. Anyway, look at the images they put out of people modeling the shirts. Do you notice anything funny about the floor they're standing on? Black and white, huh? Black and white. What numbers are always coded into these mass shootings? The numbers of Freemasonry. Who has the checkerboard floors? Freemasonry. And look at these designer names. Brick Owens and Dieter Grams. That sounds to 113, just like Sandy Hook Elementary School, just like Stoneman Douglas High School. 113 comes from the Talmud, the number of deception. You know, in the Talmud, Bava Kama 113a says that it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who is not Jewish. Don't forget what they said about the Stoneman Douglas shooting. The majority of victims were shot in room 1214. 1214, like the date of the Sandy Hook shooting, December 14th, 1214. They said the majority of the victims shot at Stoneman Douglas, which has the same gematria as Sandy Hook, were in Holocaust remembrance class. And they said 6 people were killed in Holocaust remembrance class. And the evidence of that massacre was a picture of a laptop put out that had a white little like Halloween type sticker that you put on your window that looks like a bullet hole. You know, which means there was no evidence at all. But 113, what do you know? And then the name of the brand is B-Stroy. B-Stroy is 99, like Columbine High School. The Columbine shooting was in 1999. And then they also said that in the article they mentioned they have ones of the Virginia Tech shooting as well. Don't forget Virginia Tech's in Blacksburg. Blacksburg equals 33, like Masonry, like secrecy, like order, like federal. They said 33 shot at the Blacksburg shooting. The name Dieter Grams and Brick Owens are interesting as well. They both sum to 119, like All-Seeing Eye, like Star of David, like Orthodox, like Ashkenazi Jews. You know, propaganda meant to grab the mind's eye of the masses. Their names sum to 56 and 47, like All-Seeing Eye and Star of David as well, like the 47 degrees on the Masonic compass. And what was funny is I was decoding before I even got to the pictures. And that's just how it is when I decode. I mean, it just becomes more and more clear the more information you look at. But I had to laugh out loud literally when I saw these pictures. I was like, nice, a black model and a white model on black and white checkerboard floors. Again, who runs your government, your media, your police? Freemasonry. That's who. That's who. Who works by this code of letters and numbers? Freemasonry. That's who. So. They control all sides of the argument. And realize, just news propaganda like that, it's just about keeping their crap stories fresh. It's just like when you go through the grocery store, when you go through the produce section, the mist is shooting out on the vegetables and produce to keep them a little more fresh. That's what stories like that are, just to keep the same tired BS, you know, halfway fresh. Today's September 18th, 2019. U.S. Navy just confirmed these UF videos are the real deal. Oh, wow, when my government tells me something's the real deal, I just know it's the real deal. Today's date has 39 numerology. What's UFO equal? 39? Wonder why I'm getting the UFO news today. Or not. How about this? The Fed cut interest rates for the second time. They hadn't cut interest rates for 11 years before they did it July 31st. Now they do it 49 days later or 7 weeks later on the nose. Check this out. Check this out. Same pattern I presented last time. Last time I pointed out July 31st could be written 31/7 like 317. 317 is the 66th prime. Fed equals 66. Math equals 66. This time it comes September 18th, 2019, a date with 66 numerology. See how they did that? The Fed cut interest rates. Here, let's go back to July 31st. It was the first time in 11 years when they did it July 31st. 31's the 11th prime. When you add 1 through 11 together, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11, it equals 66. Notice interest equals 110 and 38. When you break it down, those numbers break down to 11. So, again, it just goes to show the whole cabal, everything coming through the media is all from the cabal. It's all done this way without exception. This is how the rulers of this world, if you will, this is how they operate every single day. The cabal, a term that comes from Kabbalah, which is where this code of letters and numbers comes from. In the Book of Formation, a Kabbalistic text, it stated God created the world by merging the letter with the number with the word. And here you are. So, all day, every day. 49 days later is interesting too because mathematics is 49. America's 49, Washington's 49, Scottish is 49, Washington, D.C., named after the Scottish Rite Freemason George Washington. So it's Fed math, interest rates by the numbers. Today we also get a new national security advisor, and don't you just feel all that much safer? New puppet in position. This news comes 96 days after Trump's birthday. Freemason equals 96 and 147. National Security Advisors 147. Don't forget U.S. President's 147. President of the United States is 147. There's 147 windows on the White House, not arbitrarily. And his name's Robert O'Brien. Notice Robert's 39. Today's got the 39 numerology like Masonry. The 39 books in the Old Testament. John Bolton, who we just replaced, his birthday's in 63 days from today. Freemasonic 63 and 189. Today can be written 18/9, September 18th. O'Brien 63. John Bolton's 46. Today has a date numerology of 46 as well. John Bolton gets replaced by O'Brien by the numbers. And I'm sure there's a whole lot more to all these stories. I just gave everything a quick glance. For all of you guys who pre-ordered my book almost a year ago, I am so sorry, trust me. All of you guys are getting some serious interest. I'm sending you, trust me, I'm going to be paying the expense on yours. You guys are getting extra copies of the books. But I am working real hard right now on finishing the book that was supposed to be done this year. I decided to go a different route. The book I'm working on is about teaching this knowledge, as concisely and in a way that anyone can understand and appreciate, while also talking about the censorship that's going on in the truth community and why something needs to be done about it and why there needs to be a revolt against these giant tech companies. So I hope to have that done soon, and I'll also have an announcement soon about the website. It's being built. They told me when they started they thought they could have it done in a month. I'm starting to think it's looking more like 2 months, but there are some exciting things on the horizon. And also, another thing that I'm going to do with my website. There's 2 websites that are being built. One's going to be the Facebook, if you will, for truth seekers. It's going to be the social media platform for people who want to organize and network because they care about truth and making the world a better place. That's one website. And then the other website's going to have my videos and, my blog content and my book, and essentially migrate my Patreon page to there, get rid of Patreon so I'm not supporting the you-know-whos, and just be independent. But what I'm also going to do with that website is we have all these great ideas for products, and I don't have enough time to do them all. Like I've been saying, I want to make a numerology calendar, so you can open up the month and go, oh, there's my 44 date, there's my 67 date, because you know what these things mean, right? Shooting 44, blood sacrifice 60. So you can just map out the month and just imagine what's going to be in the headlines in those days, and you'll see how month after month, be like, well, yep, there's another shooting by the numbers, there's another suspicious celebrity death by the numbers, because it's just clockwork. So if you can open up your month calendar and see your numbers for each day, it'll help you understand this knowledge more and wake your friends and family up. I probably could get that calendar done if I just wanted to drop a bunch of projects, but what I'm realizing I'm going to do with this website, is I'm going to put it out there to you guys. I'm going to say, look, you build the product, I'm going to allow you to sell it through my website, and you're going to get the proceeds. Maybe I'll take a tiny percentage. Maybe you'll get like 90% and I get 10% since I'm promoting your work. But really, what I want to do is empower other people to do work and support this movement, and in time, get to the goal of having an organized team of people that's like a real news network, that's like a real, advocacy group, getting out the knowledge, getting out the information, waking people up, exposing the agenda. And so anyway, just letting you know things that are coming. And if you're out there and you got a creative mind and you want to start building that Gematria calculator or building some Gematria curriculum or a fun game, all the great ideas that have been proposed and called in over my many different live streams and shows, you can start building those products now. And I promise you, when the website's up, I will help you sell those products through the site. So I just realized, by doing things this way, it might help us get the ball rolling like it should be. So Okay. Another story in the headlines about the economy. A crack emerges in the markets. Not that there's not already a whole bunch of cracks. But the Fed had to pump in some money to the lending markets. Again, the fall's coming. When is the house of cards going to fall? No doubt, they'll be up to their old tricks before long. Trump, house of cards, Kabbalists, rituals, riddles, mockery, putting it in our face. A couple weeks back, I told you to circle some dates for this fall. We can review that at another time. But fall is just days away. Today, Mike Pompeo referred to the Saudi oil field attack as an act of war. Predictable. We've been talking about the terminology of act of war, war games, masonry, secrecy, order, federal, false flag. They're all 33 in the most pure cipher. Alphabetic order with the rules numerology. And they've been coding 33 up and down with these rituals with Iran. The Iran blame game, the oil tankers, the drones, the latest. 33, 33, 33. And from today to Mike Pompeo's birthday is a span of 104 days. Today also leaves 104 days left in the year. 10-4 message receive. So, again, we know the agenda they're living out. We know where things are going. It's just a matter of when. They're building the police surveillance state. They're building the New World Order, which is an old world order, further and further each day. They're taking away more rights and liberties. It's very clear which direction things are going. That's why the time is now to speak out against it before it gets further and further along, which is what it does every single day. But, for those of you who have children, you better think about them. Look how long these wars go on for. You might have a child right now and you're thinking, my child's 8 years old. They're not going to, probably be over by then. Where are you getting that assumption from? Where are you getting that assumption from? We've been at war for almost 20 years now. You don't think in 10 more years we're going to be in more wars? Could be a whole century of war, honestly. They got plans to deplete the population. One of the best ways to do that is war. So, all of you with children who just sit by each day and just write it out, you're not thinking about your kids. There's a reason I don't have children. Okay, here's another good one from last night. Car crashes through lobby of Trump Plaza in New Rochelle. Trump Plaza, 45. This happened September 17th, 19, a date with 45 numerology. Trump number 45 on a 45 date. We get a story about a car through Trump Plaza. There's some other numbers that pop here, but that's the ritual with that one. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Here's another good one. Doesn't this girl look like a terrorist? Woo, she looks scary. She even a real person? Alexis Wilson, arrested for terroristic threats. Terroristic threats 92, Alexis 92, Wilson 92. I know another good 92. I know another good one. Manhattan. Manhattan Project, 9/11, Ground Zero, riddles that... that's just what kills me about our society is that people can't connect dots like that. Nobody has ever thought about that until I bring it up to them. I'm just like, how have you never thought about that? Could it be any more obvious? World Trade Centers in Manhattan. They are pummeled. They are turned to dust. They call the site Ground Zero. And this is the problem. Nobody looks up anything. Nobody researches anything. Nobody questions anything. Nobody pretty much knows anything in America about anything except for entertainment and consumerism. If you ever talk to Americans, they don't know anything about anything. They don't know anything about history. They don't know how to do basic math. They literally know almost nothing. But you ask them about, celebrities and TV shows and singers and clothes or cars. That's what they know about. America's like the most failed state there ever was. All this money, all these resources, the information age, and nobody knows anything. It's just pathetic. But terroristic threats, Alexis Wilson. And let's let's queue up our website again. This person does not exist. Just in case somehow you never see me talk about this. Have you ever seen this person right here? Because you haven't, because they don't exist. That's a computer-generated image. Every time you refresh the screen, you get a new computer-generated image of a person that looks real, but is not. Now, something is definitely wrong with this one, but none of these people exist. But most of them look more real than the faces you see in these nonsensical news stories. That is for sure. Something's wrong with that dude's throat. Alright, so anyway. Somebody out there is probably screaming, "She looks transgender!" Everybody looks like a tranny to now. Those are the two things that have happened to the truth community. Now everybody's a tranny. And I'm not saying that there's not a transgender thing going on, but it's just like, okay, can we not call everybody a tranny? I mean, have you seen in their pants? Because I haven't. There are some dudes who look feminine. There are some women who look masculine. So, but I do agree in some cases. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about all that right there. So, anyway, there you are, your latest terrorist in the headlines, Alexis Wilson. Cokie Roberts died. Her death could have been organic. It's possible, but she did die on a date with 38 numerology. Death, murder, killing, RIP, all 38. There is an organic side to this. I had my aunt lost her husband yesterday. I guess he passed away in his sleep. They're not sure if he died late last night or early this morning, but if he did pass last night, I was just thinking, if he died last night, date with a life lesson number at 38. So, Cokie Roberts dead at 38. This event's coming up, Storm Area 51. Don't forget the symbolism of 51. When I first learned this code, I knew two ciphers, the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. And right away, I noticed all these things. I noticed federal was 51, conspiracy was 51. I thought, Area 51? A federal area known for conspiracy? The word moon equals 51. Some people say they filmed the moon landings there. Tinfoil hat also equals 51. You know? But this Storm Area 51 event, it was created June 27th, and the date's September 20th. What's interesting is those two dates are 85 days apart, and storm equals 85. Storm Area 51. So I have no doubt whoever came up with this thought did it by the numbers. Wouldn't be in the mainstream if it were otherwise. Then another story in the news, a Georgia man shot and killed 3 masked teens as they attempted to rob him at his home. And you notice there's this big focus with masks in the news, and you're hearing talk of banning masks in public. And I'm sure the populace is going to... I don't think many people in the populace will object, because they'll think, yeah, I don't want people walking around with masks. I don't know how that's going to go over on Halloween. I don't know how it's going to go over with... the people who... It's mostly Asian people you see out in public walking around with the little doctor's masks, like they don't want to catch bird flu or something, but I don't know if they're going to say you can't wear those types of masks. But this first came up with the Antifa protesters. And again, Antifa's the federal government controlled opposition, but this story came out September 16th, 19, or this shooting happened September 16th, 19, which was a date with 44 numerology. Shootings 44, Georgia's 44, the state it happened in. Kills 44, masks 44. We talked about the Antifa protest in Portland not too long back, which was on a date with 44 numerology, where the chief of police came out and said we need to ban masks. Portland's 44. Portland's known as Rip City. Rip City's 44. And anyway, so it's another mask story with 44 coded all over it. And of course, I'm sure the real reason they want to do this is because they have all their surveillance technology coming out and their cameras everywhere that I can identify people's faces, even in a large group. They're building their federal database. So they don't want people escaping their surveillance matrix by wearing masks. So... Anyhow, that's what I got for now. That's what's in the news. And in a few days, my main channel should be no longer banned, but I think I might keep posting on this channel for a while because I'm on 2 strikes, and I'm going to be on 2 strikes through most of October, and I don't want to get a 3rd strike. Not that they've been striking any of my current content. They continue to strike old videos. For those of you who don't know what video got struck that put me on suspension, it was the video talking about how Joe Rogan and Alex Jones sold out the truth community by calling people, essentially mentally ill for questioning the Stoneman Douglas shooting. So there was nothing wrong with that video, of course. It's more BS, but it just reminds me you can get struck for anything. You don't have to violate the terms of service in any way. They can just strike you for whatever they want. I should watch the Sandy Hook Promise ad. Is that on YouTube? Can I watch that without getting a copyright strike? Do I use the Fibonacci analysis? Do you mean the Fibonacci numbers? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, 233, 377? If that's what you mean, yeah. Yeah, we talk Fibonacci numbers. Read my book. Let's see. Can you add super chats to this channel? I can't. I can't add super chats to this channel, but I appreciate your thoughts. You know, if you guys want to make a donation, it's not good to donate through YouTube anyway. Every time you donate a super chat, 30% YouTube takes. So if you donate $10, you just gave $3 to the tyrants at Google. In the description of every video I make, this channel and my other channel, here, let me double check. All right, so you search my channel, right? Gematria Effect Sports or Gematria Effect News. Well, you're supposed to spell Gematria Effect right, but it still comes up either way. So you go to the channel, and if you just clicked on any video, so we'll just even click on this one right now. If you go down to the description area down here, buy letters and numbers book, Gematria Effect merchandise, make a donation, support my Patreon, subscribe to Gematria Effect Sports, subscribe to Gematria Effect News, TFR Live radio show. I mean, it's all here. Everything is here. The Gematria Calculator, the Gematria Database, other YouTube channels. There's probably a few more I should add onto this list. You know, I see Chigozie's here, Jeremy White, Dan Behrendt, Derek. So, well, thanks for linking it. Yeah, you did it already. So, if you donate through the PayPal, then 0% of the money goes to Google. And that's the way it should be. So, but thank you. I do appreciate the donations. It's very generous. And again, for you guys being so generous this year, I've now just spent $30,000 and realize it's going to cost me a lot more than $30,000. The $30,000 fee is for a website that will average about traffic of 30,000 people. So I'm hoping we build it past that. I know it might take time to get past 30,000 users, but when you get past 30,000 users, you have to upgrade your hosting costs, and it gets a lot more expensive. So I'm committed to at least a $30,000 expense this year for the website I'm building to get this thing going. That's why if people don't use this website, I'm going to be very disappointed. Because it'll just show me that people just don't want to do anything. They just want to consume information and watch videos, and they don't actually want to do anything, you know. I am grateful for all the people who support, but the people who support this work and who have invested are a small group of people by and large. And again, if all 60-some thousand people had pledged $1 a month, we'd already have an awesome news network. We'd already be making, you know, I don't know, 100 times the impact we are right now. So Anyway, I'm hoping that this website will allow people to become more active and network, and synergy will be created, and the movement will go further. But it is an expensive price tag, and it's a reminder that things cost money. So for all the people who are like, oh, I don't like that you're doing things for money now. Well, look, because we're doing things for money now we have resources to get something built and make something happen that can take this movement to the next level. So... Also, I did get this package in the middle of the live stream. Should I open it up? It came from India. So it says it costs $267 to send. That can't be US dollars. That would be tragic. But let me see if my camera's back on. Is it working yet? Okay, the camera's back. All right, let's see what's in the package. It's very well sealed. So it's got staples and tape, and I have no scissors. Let me see. All right, let's see. What did I get? Ooh, spiritual text. The English edition. Let's see. Well, I will have to, I'll have to make some time to do some reading. And it looks like they sent this out September 3rd. That's what day it's noted. All right, I think it's okay for me to read the letter. I don't think it's anything personal. So he writes, Dear Zachary, you were so kind to send me your awesome book after several declined payments to you in PayPal with my India Bank debit card. Reading and studying this well-written book awakened me to the evil cabal controlling the world. In return for your good karma, here's my gift to you. India's 5,000-year non-sectarian book of wisdom. The Bhagavad Gita. I always say it wrong. I think I got... How do you say it? Bhagavad Gita. I think I'm saying it wrong. But anyhow. Song of God it means. When I read it, the Bhagavad Gita, and reflect about how God created the universe, everything else seems so superfluous. And I guess he quoted Albert Einstein there. Zach renounced my U.S. citizenship. Many of us waking up and getting the hell out. Peace, bro. Thanks, Randall. So, nice to get letters in the mail. It's been one of the perks. I get a lot of mail that I would rather not get, but I have gotten some nice letters and gifts over the years, so very cool. And if you just tuned in, I had to leave the live stream because somebody was at the door. It ended up being the mailman. He needed a signature. So that was the one. I have the coolest mailman, too. I've never had a mailman that was so friendly. So he's always a real nice guy when he comes to the door. But if you guys don't know, I live in a retirement community. I'm the only person who's under 55 years old that lives here. And that mailman, he's going to retire. He says he has to work a couple more years, and then he says he's going to come be my neighbor. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, the Sandy Hook ad. What was it called again? I was supposed to look up the Sandy Hook ad, but I already forgot what it was called. Let me see if I can search the chat for it. YouTube showing the Sandy Hook ad. Somebody else is... Let's see. Promise. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. They better not... They better not give me a copyright for this. See the chilling new Sandy Hook Promise PSA today. I have a feeling if I show their cover, their school, or their version, it's not going to work. This must be it, huh? Oh my, okay. Let's just start right here. How long is this effing video? Is it a minute? Is it a minute and 7 seconds long? Is it like 107? Shooting is 107. When I first wrote my book and did the chapter on mass shootings, I made it 107 pages long. But then Stoneman Douglas happened. I was all done with my chapter on shooting because I was finishing up my book, and then Stoneman Douglas happened. I was like, well, this has to be in there. So anyway, then it wasn't 107 pages, and now it's like 100, and I don't know. I probably added on at least 5 more pages. So anyway, let's see what it's all about here.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
What were they trying to communicate with the sneakers and running down the hall and that ba-bang, bang, bang? What was that right there? Was that like a subliminal, like, shooting mass panic scene? What was that?
It's got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors
Yeah, that is what they're doing, right? Because then the kids are jumping out and you hear gunshots in the background.
really come in handy in art class.
These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
How creepy. And, you know, even before these shootings became just like the thing, even before Sandy Hook, I was working in schools. The active shooter training drills have just gotten really creepy. For those of you who haven't been in school a long time, the new active shooter training drill, which has been going on even before Sandy Hook, is, you turn off the lights, you have the kids get in the corner, a faculty member will go down the hallway and yell and bang on the door just to, like, add this, like, sense of, a crazy man's in the halls. I mean, this stuff's ridiculous. And what are people really preparing for? They're preparing, for these boogeymen. Again, everything you see going on in the U.S., all the fear and the surveillance, it's all brought about not by the boogeymen who they're blamed on, but by the government themselves. We're all at the airport looking like a bunch of buffoons, taking our shoes off, in the x-ray machine with our hands up. I mean, and why? Because some fictional characters with box cutter knives flew planes into, the Pentagon, the World Trade Center, a plane that disappeared in Pennsylvania. I mean, everything is a lie that creates the culture of fear in this society. It's all based on lies. And it's not that there's not crazy people you don't want to be around. And I mean, there are crazy, dangerous people in this world. But that's why you should, as you're raised, learn to be intelligent about your decisions and learn to protect yourself and stay in shape and, Anyway, it's back to school time, and you know what that means. So we're not quite done with this commercial. I just got to see what these words equal, though. It's back to school time. That's how they put it up first. It's back to school time. And you know what that means. Suppose it means more BS. I actually don't see anything off the top of my head in those numbers. 619's the 114th prime, and it's back to school time also equaled 114. I'm going to have to think about that more. 114. I don't remember that one from any recent shootings, but history's 114, though. It's kind of what this, the word history is 114. It's kind of playing on that. It's playing on the history of mass shootings. It's back to school time, and you know what that means based on, the BS history lessons you're going to be getting here in the great U.S. socialization system. Here, let's see what else it says. School shootings are preventable when you know the signs. There's probably something there, too. Sandy Hook promise. What What's the word promise? Promise. Promise has overlap with Sandy Hook 4041. Promise 4041. Sandy Hook Promise 81 like ritual 207. What is it about 207 again? Elementary school. No, it's not that. I know school's 27. Somehow 207 too, I forget. Yeah, that is a creepy commercial. So, what day did they publish this? Doesn't it normally show what day it was published? Back to School Essentials, Sandy Hook Promise. 157, the 37th prime, shootings 37. 31. Hmm. 347, 69th prime. Okay. Yeah, I'll think more about that commercial. Is yesterday the publishing date? Yeah, it must have been yesterday. Okay. I'm thinking about date numerology real quick. When's our next 44 date? 5 days from today. That's a Monday. Monday I'll have that 44 date numerology. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up here. Be back tonight. We got the Wednesday night live stream, of course, every Wednesday, 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific. It'll be on this channel this week. Next week, I'll probably go back to doing the live stream on the main channel. But do keep this channel bookmarked, because I think I'm going to post on this channel mostly through the end of October, just so my channel doesn't get deleted. Well, that's inevitable. It's going to get deleted at some point, but there's just a lot of good videos up there right now, and I'd rather them stay up. I have a feeling if I get active on that channel again, it's just a matter of time until they give the third strike. So I want to wait until there's just one strike back on the channel. I see that they're going to keep playing this game, though, and just wait, and then on the next fitting date, give the second strike so I can't post for 2 weeks. That's what they keep doing. And every time it's so annoying because people are like, how come you're not posting anything? I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with these people? Why am I not posting anything? What have I said the last 1,000 fucking times I've been, suspended by YouTube? Follow my blog, subscribe my backup channel. It's like people don't pay attention to jack shit. How come you're not posting anything? It's like, God, how dumb are these fucking people, man? You're watching the channel of somebody who's on their 18th fucking channel. Don't you think you'd pay attention to where they post besides just YouTube so you can follow them for the next time they get suspended? I mean, God. People are fucking dumb. And I got to close with that message because it's the most important message there is. To remember that people are fucking dumb beyond comprehension. The Illuminati is actually not that great. It's that people are so dumb to fall for their obvious bullshit. And I think that's also why so many people think like all of this is impossible for humanity to do. It's like, what, addition? Mathematics? Going, oh, okay, we're going to do this on this date, and 150 days later, we're going to do the next ritual. People are like, how can they do that? How can they count to 150? It's like, well, I guess they got past first grade. So, most Americans should have never made it. But, anyway. We'll leave it there. And I'll see you tonight. Until next time.